Activation Day 5. Today, during my activation process, I was guided immediately into Gaia as I envisioned roots growing from myself, from beneath me into the earth. I was met with these beings that I've never encountered before. I was met with a congregation of beings who told me that they reside and have lived in the earth, what we perceive to be underground. Since the beginning of time, they have been here and they have evolved, migrated into what we perceive to be underground. One of these beings stepped forward to communicate with me, to connect with me, and to share information. So I'm going to share with you the channeled message, the information, the communication that she sent, that she shared with me. She introduced herself as a priestess, a high priestess of a reptilian race. As I say, have never before channeled or communicated with these beings, and so I was very surprised by this encounter. But her energy is so pure, so advanced, and she revealed herself to me in her true state. And yet I experienced her as being so beautiful. She forms part of this council, and as the elder, she stepped forward to communicate with me. And this is what she said. Dear one, what an honor it is to be able to meet with you here in our home, in this sacred vibrational capsule which you have made available so that we can communicate. I have waited patiently. We have waited patiently for this time and for this opportunity, and the communication that we now extend to you is taking place with many like you on this planet at this time, and will continue to happen in the days and the months to come. There will be interaction between our species. And I thank you that you have created the space and allowed for the vibrational alignment and the vibrational environment that we are able to have these talks. I am a council of one of the reptilian races. There are many, and we are all different and yet the same. We have watched you from a distance, and yet you have been in our homes. The best way that I can describe this to you is that we have watched you like you watch your TV programs throughout the generations, and you follow these characters and their lives and their interactions from your television screen. As you receive that transmission, you and your families have gotten to know their stories, their personality. You have allowed them to become a part of your stories, of your life, of your process as you move through your day-to-day experiences, and you remember them as you look back upon your times together. You have even advanced to be able to watch regular broadcasts on your various devices, following the content and the teachings and the experiences of others for many, many years, and they inspire you and they introduce you to new avenues and new worlds. So just like that, we have been receiving the transmission when we tune into a specific frequency of your various lives. We have been able to watch you from a distance and yet have you in our homes by tuning into a particular frequency. We have been able to watch those of you who have been in drama loops, those of you who have been in cycles of family trauma and how you work your way through them and out of them. Those of you who have lived lives of inspiration, of lives of adventure, you all have a particular frequency, and we can have access to all of these stories. Some of your love stories, some of your stories of great brutality and vengeance and hatred. We are able to tune into witnessing your stories, your life stories, just the way that you witness these shows on your television from your various broadcasts. And we choose and select which frequency we want to receive a broadcast from, which stories we want to witness, who we want to see, based on your frequency and vibration according to what we value as individuals. We too have free will. We too have a community like you do, and we have different opinions and different experiences and different feelings about things. Admittedly, we don't feel the way that you do. We don't experience existence the way that you do. And for most of us, there is a lot of envy, and we have evolved through this envy in different ways. Some of us have become jealous, bitter, and filled with contempt. Some of us have witnessed your stories as if they're horror stories and have decided that you are best to be avoided. Some of us have witnessed your lives and with extreme psychological thrill, and they've come to the opinion that the world would be better off without you. And there are many of us who have come to grow and expand and be inspired and love you. So just like humanity, we all are a melting pot of different opinions, different experience, and different perspectives. Our communities are all at different levels of evolution, just like your communities. But we have remained in the darkness, most of us have, to respect and honor the sacred experiment. We have watched you achieve extraordinary feats. We have watched you love with unthinkable depth. We have watched you break and fall apart and put yourselves together. And we are in awe of you. We respect you so. And in these recent days, you have been more than an inspiration, more than something to watch and witness. Some of us have begun to experience our own reality shift as a result of the shifts that have been taking place on the surface of the planet as a result of your consciousness. Many of us have experienced major awakenings of our own, when for many, many centuries that has been something that we have only envied through watching you. We have not been able to do so in our own capacity. What you are doing on this planet is having a direct impact on our makeup, on who we are. and we feel on the verge of almost worshipping you, even though we know that that is not the thing to do. I cannot express our gratitude and the love that we have for you. I cannot speak for those who have chosen a different path, as there always are those. But at their core, it is very simply because they too have been watching from a distance, recognizing the access you have to more, the abilities you have that we do not have, and yet we have watched you squandered it. Some have become bitter. But that is not important, because it doesn't matter how they feel about you. It only impacts their own reality. For those of us who have allowed ourselves to open up to witnessing all that you are and that you are becoming from a place of high vibration, as high as we are capable of. And we are a very, very ancient species. We are capable of advanced technology. We are just not capable of many of the things that you refer to when you consider yourself as human. And all the same, this message is to let you know that we have been waiting for the right opportunity to be able to make contact with you. And you can liken that to someone that you have admired from a distance for many, many years, and finally having an opportunity to meet with them face to face. There is a little bit of fear. You don't quite know how they are going to respond to you, and if they are even going to have any idea of how big a role you have played in their lives, in their existence. That is how we feel about you as humans. So this message is specifically to communicate with you why many of your species have come into contact with encounters from our species. We have, many of us, been brave enough to and found the opportunity as portals open on your planet because of the elevated consciousness and frequency on your planet, that we are able to come and meet with you. We have done so cautiously because we have known